So these are what you fight for. And by taking a side when the moment requests it, but you ultimately remain in the middle. We are those waves. We are the souls that came here to make a difference, to take this down, to create our own reality, or just get rid of it altogether so we can all go back to the real world, or a real reality. Responding from truth instead of the programmed reaction. So in terms of the middle path, the reptilian mind is the part that reacts emotionally. So when we don't think about it and respond, or stay centered and respond from the middle, and we're just react, and usually that reaction is anger, which is okay. It's good to use anger, but when you're caught up in the cause of one of the sides and you react, or somebody does something to you and you react in the same old way, that's just a programmed response. You're accessing the reptilian part of your mind. So there's a difference between fighting and giving up and giving in, to reacting as a programmed response. So they want us to give up, give in, go along with it. So you have to fight that. So once again, you're fighting for one of those higher reasons, the freedom, sovereignty, truth. So you don't want to be constantly reacting out of reptilian mind. So staying on the middle path helps that. It helps you be observant of what's going on rather than involved. And then you get involved when you need to. Middle path, I've done previous videos on this, like I said. It involves detachment. So detachment from this world, knowing what this world really is. And I've talked about this, what it is on this channel. Recognizing the other souls here are real and may need help here. Holding to your truths that you have uncovered and that we're uncovering on this channel too, regardless of the empty draw of money, fame, to gain false acceptance and freedom in a false reality. These are the two things they offer in this false reality, fame and money, so that you can gain false acceptance and false freedom. So holding on to the truths, regardless of whether you're going to get those things or not. Staying present and affirming and inserting and asserting your control and power at all times whenever possible. Affirming you are in charge, not the seeming controllers. So basically remembering who you are. So staying present and affirming and asserting your control and power at all times whenever possible. Affirming you are in charge, not the seeming controllers. Basically remembering who you are. Speaking up when it is a smart time to do so. Protecting yourself and not speaking up when it is smart to do so. Getting back onto the middle path when you get bumped off. And you get bumped off by becoming overwhelmed, heavily targeted, lots of stuff happening, etc. So get back to the middle path when you get bumped off and get ready to rejoin the fight for all those above things we talked about. So mainly truth, freedom, sovereignty, and the main truth that humanity is good. So this is one of the other things. So we have detachment, we have believing that humanity is good. The reptilian mind, the mind programs, the voice to skull tech, the NPC robotoids, masked as souls. So there's NPC robotoids masked as souls, looking like us, imitating us, and doing bad things, and starting wars, and doing horrific acts to affirm that humanity is bad. and to stir up your reptilian brain to react. And you will react with anger, fear, sadness, grief, giving up on humanity. But it's not humans doing all that stuff. It is I guess it's okay to say that word reptilian brain together. That mind, I've already said the word now, the mind programs, voice to skull tech, all these things being used on you to put bad thoughts in your head, to make you think you're bad. And then you see these robotoid NPCs, these non-player entities out there doing stuff. And you think, oh, yeah, see, humanity is bad. And I'm having those same bad thoughts in my head. I'm just not acting on them. Well, those aren't your thoughts. You're using tech to do that. Non-player character, they're out there doing this stuff to affirm in our mind that humanity is bad. And there's a reason they're doing this. It disconnects you from your heart, which I'll talk about in a minute. We also have poisons in the environment, movies, programs, mind programming on movies, phones, TV, etc., constantly reaffirming that humanity is bad through programming and hypnotizing you to believe that. You get angry, fearful, and or depressed and react in destructive ways. If they get you to believe that humans are bad, remember 70% of the people here are not human. Then they get you to use your reptilian brain, act out destructively to self and others, and open yourself to their endless mind programs. Fear and mistrust of other humans. Remember, NPCs are all around you too, and they're not trustworthy, but fear and mistrust of actual humans causes you to act in fear and follow propaganda, acting against your neighbor. And we just saw this on a mass scale recently. I don't think I need to say all that here with the 2020 stuff and onwards. Instead, use your intuition to discern between NPCs and humans. The goal of convincing us that humans are bad is to gain access to our heart right here, which is where the soul tube connects. I've already seen this happening to many of us. I've seen fallen, I'll say angles, but rearrange the word, fallen angles, attaching there, creating inner portals there to let other things come through, using magnetic tech to detach the soul tube from us. Because what that'll do is keep us here forever. We can't escape the game. That's what they're hoping. Especially if we fought against other means of them disconnecting us from the soul, they're going to keep trying in other ways. I would recommend not listening to channelings or give any being permission to act on your behalf, such as stating invocations to beings, etc. I was in a place where I got knocked off the middle path for a little bit, and let's say a little bit. It was some pretty intense stuff that was happening. And I had a friend that was like, just pray to the Archangel Michael. I don't even want to say his name. And I got somebody calling me here, which I think is an NPC. I'm going to pick up. Okay, I just thought that was funny when I was about to talk about this. I've been getting prevented from doing this video all day. Anyway, so this archangel, somebody gives me this prayer to say, I talked about this before, and I said it, and I was like, why am I doing this? Because the thing never does anything for you anyway, especially if you're targeted. It may help you once, and then you never hear from it again, but it owns you. And when we went after my soul and trying to free it from the hypnosis, which is an involved thing, that being showed up and said, oh no, I have contract with her. I own her. Of course, we gave it a little wake-up call. So anyway, I just recommend not doing anything, trust yourself. You're a limitless being. All right. And I have a blank wall behind me still. I'm not able to paint right now. I was planning on painting and hanging some stuff. And as you know, that's not going to happen for a while till this is going to take a bit. All right, let's keep going. Despite the interruption, also remembering this stuff has been going on, the mind programs, the poisoning of the environment, the wars, the propaganda. This stuff has been going on since this false reality was created. It's not something new. These things didn't just start recently as far as the poisoning and all that, and the I'm trying to think what to say, GMOs, insecticides. Trying not to say the other one that's up in the skies that I just talked about in the last video because I think that's a trigger word. These things did not just start recently. Everything going on in this game, all these events, series of events they've lined up, they're all heading in the direction for the repeating reset of the game. Just as a story has a driving plot of a theme, a climax heading toward an ending, and then it resets. That's the loop, or the zero loop, or you take the zero and twist it and you get the figure 8. All right. Remember who you are and where you are. You're a prisoner here, but if you remember who you are, there is no way they can fool you any longer and keep you powering their system. So, not a prisoner. Stay centered as best you can. When you are off center, share it here. We got a family going here until you can get centered again. Ask for help here. I share with you when I'm off center or something's happening, and like a lot of us on here are targeted. Some of us on here have really great lives and it's very easy, but some of us don't. And so I don't pretend or put some kind of masked personality here online, designed to entertain you or lift you up, get you to follow me. I'm a real person and I let you know what's going on with me. I don't get on here and go, everything's fine. Just say your affirmation today and grab a rose quartz and you're going to be fine. I don't do that. I tell you the real deal, or at least what I think is the real deal. Let you know what's going on. I don't do this to entertain. The truth will lift you up on its own. It's not my job to be your source of upliftment, but we can help pick each other up now and then when one of us needs it and walk with our arms interlinked through this fake world. Truth can be uncomfortable, but it frees you. It is uplifting. It's what you've been searching for in all the empty hallways of numbness and distraction. So together we walk strong, middle path right through the mess, pulling our buddy out of the line of fire when possible and fighting when necessary. Strong in our convictions and our truth. We are invincible warriors and cannot be stopped. You're invincible.